Good morning, folks. I just want to share with you a morning thoughts that's been running through my mind. We oftentimes, when we are surrounded by what is pretty obvious, that we tend to respond immediately. We tend to react, or we tend to act on what is obvious. Now, I've wondered about that for a moment. Is it right or wrong to respond with immediate effect? Now, I was thinking about Jesus' response when something that was pretty obvious came to his attention. Remember the story of when Mary and Martha sends a messenger to Jesus regarding Lazarus who was unwell. Jesus gets given that information, and rather him responding immediately, because what had come to him, which was obvious, that Lazarus was critically unwell, and that in fact that Lazarus had passed, Jesus tarried. So I found that interesting, because what was obvious for Jesus to respond with immediate effect, or to respond with urgency, because it is obvious that the information that was given to him would in a way compel him or draw him to act or with immediate moment, but Jesus does not. And oftentimes I've thought about that, because oftentimes we tend to respond immediately when there is something that is obvious before us. Now, what does this say to us? It doesn't mean that it is wrong to respond, but sometimes it is also important to recognize that even if something is obvious in our immediate environment, that sometimes rather than responding, that we need to wait, we need to tarry and see what God says in that very immediate moment. It is not because something God reveals to us and that has become very obvious to us that He is actually asking us to respond to it immediately. Jesus there teaches us a lesson, that if we are to walk in accordance to God's will, it doesn't matter if something is very obvious that in a way would draw our attention to respond, that it is always good to respond when the leading of the Holy Spirit draws us in what has become obvious when something has been revealed. So I just want to share that with you. It's not something that is critical, but sometimes something worth thinking about. That when something comes to us that is obvious, it doesn't mean that I need to respond immediately to it. Sometimes it is good to tarry, because when Jesus waited, He fulfilled the will and purpose of God. He wasn't going to Lazarus to heal Lazarus. He was going to Lazarus to raise Lazarus. And what was obvious in the message was Jesus did not respond immediately. He tarried. May God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bless you all.